guess what? It's Journey to Pentecost. We're continuing our series. This is lesson 4. Really excited. And here's the thing. Last week we talked about remain in Jerusalem, stay in anticipation, expectation. There's more. And then, oh my goodness, we're hitting Pentecost. And so this is Acts chapter 2, verses 1 to 4. And I just want to encourage you today that the Holy Spirit doesn't always do things that are kind of standard and conventional, kind of go with the normal routine, whatever. And I say that because when you read about the day of Pentecost, Acts chapter 2, verses 1 to 4, those are some really weird things that happen. Like, seriously. And we know the end of the story. You know, you've read through Acts before. You could even read Acts chapter 2 and be like, okay, cool. But I want you to take just a quick second. Maybe you're one of the 120 in this upper room, and all you know is, Jesus has breathed on you, you received the Holy Spirit, and he told you, hey, chill out, relax, stay in the groove with anticipation, expectation, there's more. So you're sitting there, it's the day of Pentecost, in the morning, and then suddenly, and you're all around the whatever doing, and, kind of said they were praying together and had a little bit of a prayer meeting maybe, but they're all hanging out, and then weird things start to happen, like spooky, freaky, weird things. So they hear this huge sound of wind, hurricane, loud wind. Maybe you've been in a tornado and you hear that whoosh, it kind of floods through the room. That's like a super big wake-up call. And it gets even more weird. Then there's like all this fire that starts off in the room, and these tongues of fire, like little flames start to rest over everybody's head. Okay, that's even more weird. Wind is one thing, but flames of fire over people's heads, super weird, like very freaky. And then finally, they all start speaking weird languages. They all are filled with the Holy Spirit and begin to speak in tongues. They speak in languages, and you can read about it later on in chapter 2, what these different languages are and what they're saying. They're declaring God's glory and praising God Most High. But here's the thing. I think we need to be, my point in bringing all this up on Pentecost is we need to be open to the unusual. Open to the unusual. And God is not a God that always wants to fit into our little boxes, our little conventional definitions, into our little boundaries and expectations. God can and does do unusual things. Pentecost was very unusual. And so I just want to encourage you, are you open to unusual? Are you open to things that kind of defy explanation or rationalization, or your comfort or convenience, or your expectations, your definitions? Are you open to having some unusual experiences, opportunities? Maybe the Holy Spirit I remember one time when I was living in Kansas City, I had this really strong experience. I was a crossing guard, and I had been praying, and I didn't have any kids crossing because it was like, 10 below zero, super cold, but I had to be there because, crossing guard on duty. And I remember praying, and I just sensed the Holy Spirit coming. It came in my car, and I could sense, it was almost like the car became electric. It was this really phenomenal. And it scared me because it's like unconventional, weird, unexpected. But I also had this warm, sweet, rich love of that presence. So I just want to encourage you, let's make sure that we're open to the unusual, open to the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit not always doing things according to your schematic, the way you've outlined things, the way you've organized and structured things. Let's be open to unusual, because the Holy Spirit does unusual, and it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Maybe it makes you a little uncomfortable. You're like, woo, didn't see that coming. But it's a good thing, because the Holy Spirit is a good, loving, kind, heavenly Holy Spirit for good in your life. So thank you so much for watching. Of course, I'd love to have some feedback. Thumbs up, thumbs down, give me some comments. Love to have you subscribe. That would be fantastic. And then, of course, we're going to finish with our joke, because, jokes we all wait with eager anticipation. I say that tongue-in-cheek, a little bit of sarcasm, kind of. So here's your joke. What did the fog say to the rain after her long vacation? What did the fog say to the rain? After a long vacation, fog said, "Oh, how I missed you." I know, they just keep getting better all the time. Thanks again for watching. We're going to finish up with our series next week on Journey to Pentecost. Hope to see you next week.